What's good, YouTube? Make America Lit here, back with another NBA 2K24 video. And in today's video, I have another episode of Rare Builds for you guys, as you can see on your screen. Today's episode, we are going to be creating a shoot first wing. Now, this is definitely a part of the shoot first family. On the channel, we already knocked out the shoot first point, which is personally my second rebirth build that I run myself. We also showed you guys the shoot first two guard. Now, the shoot first wing is a little bit different because when you move up in position, obviously the attributes and stuff like that is going to differ a little bit. So this is going to be drastically different than the shoot first points and the shoot first two guard that we did make. With that being said, let's jump right into the build. Now, obviously, you have to make this build at the small forward position to get that wing name. If you don't make it at small forward and you make it at shooting guard or point guard, you're going to get shoot first point or shoot first two guard. And if you make it at power forward or center, you're going to get a completely different name. So we're going to be making this at the small forward position. Height, weight, and wingspan is up to your discretion. This is just what I went with for a balanced build. 6'6" height, 214 pounds, and then 6'11" wingspan. Kind of keeping it sort of the same as the other shoot first builds. And then moving on, these are the attributes that I went with: a 67 close shot with an 87 driving layup and a 40 standing dunk. So right there, the first thing you'll notice on this build is that the driving layup is significantly worse. Or not so much significantly worse. It's only 4 points difference. We normally rock a 91 driving layup. We're only going to have an 87 on this build, but you still see that we're still going to have pretty good finishing, as far as layups go. We're still going to have pretty much all of these badges on Hall of Fame right here, as you see here. Scooper, Pro Touch, Spin Cycle, two-step. We aren't going to have Hall of Fame float game, unfortunately, because we're going to need an 88 for that. But we'll have gold float game, gold bunny. We're also going to have gold whistle, which is going to be very good for drawing fouls. Gold acrobat, silver slithery, Hall of Fame giant slayer, and gold fearless finisher. So the major difference in this build, finishing wise, is going to be that we're not going to have gold slithery. Right, as you see there, we're not going to have Hall of Fame acrobat because you see we need a 90 driving layer for that, and then we're also not going to have Hall of Fame float game. Those are really the only differences. And I know people going to say, oh, well, that's a significant difference, but attribute wise, it's only a 4-point difference from a 91 to an 87. But badge wise, that is going to be a little significant. Gold slithery goes crazy, Hall of Fame acrobat and float game goes crazy as well too. But it is what it is. We are going to have that 67 close shot, which is going to help with finishing over smaller players and stuff. You'll be able to finish a little bit in the paint, pump faking, getting a defender up and then going up. We're going to also have that 40 standing dunk, so we're going to have our standing dunk animations, which is, fine. Moving on to the shooting, you'll see that we have a 93 mid-range. That's right, a 93 mid-range, which is really nice. You see all the badges that we're going to get here for that 93 mid-range: Hall of Fame Midi Magician, Guard Up, Comeback Kid, Hall of Fame Open Looks, Gold Whistle, Green Machine, Space Creator, Hall of Fame Catch and Shoot. We're going to get a lot of really good badges with that 93 mid-range, and then we're also going to have an 88 3-ball as well too. So I kind of like the balance, of going higher mid-range and then a little bit of a lower three, because you'll still be able to hit because you have the badge thresholds that you need to unlock for, that lower 3-point. Then we're also going to have a 95 free throw. Now, the reason why I went such high on the free throw is because I like to drive, man. Like, layups is really good this year, and it feels good to be able to, like, just knock down consistently, knock down free throws. And usually we would go around like that 75 threshold, but if you really want to be a knockdown shooter on this build, then you want to go higher up on a free throw. And free throw is so cheap, it's not going to really cost you much. You might have given up maybe one attribute point to get like a 90 free throw. So it makes sense to go higher on a free throw, and I've been kind of doing that lately with the builds that I've been making. I've been going higher and higher and higher on the free throw now. Also, if you play rec like me, anytime there's a technical foul, a trans take foul, a defensive 3 foul, or any type of technical foul, you don't get to be the free throw shooter if you have the lower free throw. It goes to whoever has the highest free throw on the team, and those are free points that you could be netting. There's always like around one or two defensive three in a game, and there's definitely going to be multiple trans take fouls in the game because randoms just don't know how to just not foul when somebody misses a shot and get a rebound. So you want those free points. Those points add up. I've seen somebody drop 30 points because they shot like around 11 or 12 free throws from trans take fouls. So you want to consider putting that free throw up. Those are free points that you can add. That's not only going to help you with, you know, maybe doing quests and stuff, but also going to help with your points per game total and stuff. So I like to just go ahead and throw that free throw up. Obviously, we already know that 77 pass accuracy for that threshold, best bang for your buck as far as, you know, threshold goes for passing accuracy. 92 ball handle, netting us all of these gold ball handling badges. You can see we have gold unpluckable, handles for days, blow by, ankle breaker, physical handles, all of those things. And then, of course, that 83 speed with ball to unlock blow by and speed booster and hyper drive. Moving on to the defense. And this is the one thing I do like about this build is that because we're at the small forward position, we're going to have a little bit better attributes for defense. So instead of us having that 76 perimeter defense, you see that we're going to have that 83 perimeter defense. And that's mostly because our shooting is going to be a lot worse. Instead of us having like a 92 three ball, we're going to have an 88. Instead of us having a 91 drive and layup, we're going to have an 87, which means that we have some points to spend elsewhere. And of course, I went straight to defense because I'm like, well, small forward, you want to be able to play good defense. So you see, this is going to be another major difference between the shoot first wing and then the shoot first two guard and shoot first point. We're going to still have bronze clamps, but you see these other badges are going to be silver. We're going to have silver for 94 feet so you can press, silver ankle braces, silver challenger, silver fast feet to stay in front of our defender, and then of course bronze pick dodger. So the only badges that's really staying the same as those other builds is going to be bronze clamps and bronze pick dodger. We're picking up silver and 94 feet, ankle braces, challenger, and fast feet, which is going to make a significant difference when it comes to playing better defense on the perimeter. We're also going to have a little bit of a higher steal at 43, but it's not going to be enough to get us any stealing badges, so we're not really going to point that out or get too hype about that. Yes, sure, if you know how to time your steal, you can still rip people. I still rip people with the 25 steal. It's a lot harder for me to pick the steal up because I don't have a high level of workhorse, but you know, you can still get those poke ball loose animations and steals if you know when to reach and when not to reach. And if you're using the right stick to reach, you have a better chance at ripping the ball even with a lower steal. Nothing on the block or offensive rebound. And that's mostly because we're 6'6". We can't unlock anchor, so there's no point in even putting a block on this build, in my opinion. Now, I know other people might feel differently, but me personally, if I can't get anchor, I don't really even want that block rating, in my opinion. And then moving on, we do have defensive rebound. That's another major difference on this build from the shoot first two guard and shoot first point. We're going to have a 60 defensive rebound. So it's not going to be too crazy, but that 60 is going to, you know, with that strength is going to give us bronze box out beast and bronze rebound chaser. Now, ordinarily, that isn't going to make much of a difference, but, you know, it's better than not having it at all. I'd rather have a little bit of rebound, and especially if we're going to be at the small forward position, a lot of times you do get put at the power forward position if you play rec. So that's why I like to have a little bit of defense on defensive rebound on my small forward positions, because a lot of times they slot you at the 4, and if you have no defensive rebound, you are going to get cooked by the power forward who probably has some type of rebound on his build. And then moving on to physicals, our physicals are going to be actually pretty good. You see we have an 89 speed, 85 acceleration, so we're going to be pretty fast, 79 strength, so dudes aren't going to just be able to bully us and just baby us down in the paint and move us around. You see that goal fearless finisher, the bulldozer, the physical handles is going to help us with getting to the rack and finishing. 59 vertical, nothing to really write home about, but again, this build doesn't have any drive and dunk, and we don't really have too great of a defensive rebound either, and we have no block, so we don't really have too much of a use for vertical on this build, so that's why I didn't even bother touching the vertical too much. And then we have a 99 stamina, and that 99 stamina is going to help us get gold handles for days. It's going to help us get silver 94 feet, and then of course it's going to also help us get silver workhorse, which is going to help with, you know, just grabbing rebounds, chasing loose balls and stuff of that nature. Then of course you see our shades of, which is Wally Zerbiak, Bojan Bogdanovic, and Zach LaVine. And of course you'll see that we have built a shoot first wing. So this is my shoot first wing build for NBA 2K24. It's been your boy Make America Lit. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K24 content, and of course more rare builds like this. I'm out, y'all. Peace.